Phuket Waterworks dispatches water trucks to quell six-day water shortage. $100,000 baht of donation funds stolen in burglary of Abbott's residence at Wat Thalia Temple. Phuket celebrates 61st anniversary of Volunteers Defense Corps. Newborn baby girl found in dark isolated soil in TAMBON, SRISOONTORn, THALANG. Phuket International Airport celebrates public airport certification. Korean tour boat inspected after tourists posed with protected species. New Phuket Pineapple Center to be launched. Phuket Waterworks dispatches water trucks to quell six-day water shortage. 2 water trucks from a private company were dispatched on Wednesday, February 11th, to distribute water to residents in Ratsada neighborhood of Phuket town, whose water supply had been hampered by waterworks upgrades over the previous week. About 1,200 residents on Soihon Saitong Lane in Ratsada had to pool resources to pay for trucks of water from a private company at a rate of 2,200 liters for 300 baht, said Mr. Tira Pum Chue, Hon Saitong community leader. The area of Hon Saitong each year experiences water shortages being situated on a higher ground. This year is no different, with the waterworks installing new pipes in the Samgong area. Phuket Provincial Administrative Office, Abaja, has been distributing some water to help residents cope. Apart from the lack of water, residents also complained about the Waterworks Authority not informing them in advance before shutting off their water supply. Additionally, they were not happy having to pay for extra water out of their pocket. According to Mr. Pisak Chonlayut, manager of the Phuket Regional Water Authority, the water shortage was not due to drought, as Phuket has enough water for all residents. The problem, he said, was the higher number of residents at the start of the line in Bangzhou area in Talang, leaving little water for those further down the line in Soihon Saitong. He added that the pump in the area was old and did not have enough power to meet distribution needs. Mr. Pisak also said that the Waterworks Authority has been distributing water in Ratsada and Hon Saitong areas, 10 trucks at a time, to supply a total of 100,000 liters, and would continue to do so as the need arises. As a long-term solution, a budget of 424 million baht has been approved for the construction of a new water plant in Bangzhou, which will double the original capacity of 500 cubic meters per day. The new plant will be completed by August 2015. Additional funds of 80 million baht have been set aside to increase water production capacity by another 300 cubic meters, increasing the total daily production supply to 1,300 cubic meters. Moreover, there are plans in the future to increase this capacity to 2,000 to 3,000 cubic meters per day. On this end, a few private contractors are being sought out to carry out necessary work. This, together with water from Bangwat Dam, which produces about 2,000 cubic meters per day, there will be enough water for Phuket communities for many years to come, said Mr. Pisak. For the time being, the Waterworks manager asked the public to be patient and use water with discretion. There will be no more water shortages in the future, he assured. $100,000 baht of donation funds stolen in burglary of Abbott's residence at Wat Thalia Temple. A man who has been seen hanging around in front of the residence of the provincial abbot within Wat Ta Temple, is suspected of emptying the coffer of over 100,000 baht in cash when no one was looking. On February 8th, Pravisuttithamakkani, the provincial abbot who resides at Wat Ta Temple, reported that having left his room for a moment, he later discovered the money was missing. He did remember having seen a man, aged around 40 years old, sitting in front of the guti, or the monk residence, but thought he was one of the temple's faithful. Upon returning to his guti, the abbot found that 108,000 baht of donation money had disappeared. The money was a donation from the temple's faithful, he said, and was intended for the construction of a monastery at Wat Ban Rieng Temple. The temple's gardener reported that he saw the man hanging around at the same spot for 3 days running before the day the money went missing. Thalang police, who conducted the investigation, said they would do their best to find the thief. They also want the incident to be a warning to other temples and its monks not to trust anyone and keep valuables locked up. Phuket celebrates 61st anniversary of Volunteers Defense Corps. Phuket Province celebrated the 61st anniversary of the founding of the nation's Volunteers Defense Corps in a ceremony hosted by Governor Nisit Jansamwong and attended by high-ranking provincial authorities including Vice Governor Somkiat Sangkhao Sutira, Vice Governor Panlop Singha Seni, Deputy Governor Pakpum Intara Suwan, 3 Phuket district chiefs, as well as members of the Women Volunteers Defense Association Phuket, the Interior Ministry, the Housewife Association of Phuket, Phuket Red Cross, and Phuket Volunteer Defense Corps. The occasion also saw Region 8 Judge Mr. Thanadon Kittiwong Sakun and Vice Governor Panlop Singha Seni awarded the Raksa Dindan Yingchi Prize for having contributed to the nation's welfare. To honor the Corps, all volunteers pledged their allegiance to the nation as General Anupong Baojinda's message was read out. Minister of the Ministry of Defense, General Anupong is also commander of the Volunteer Defense Corps. Also to mark the occasion, Chief of Phuket VDC handed out safety artifacts to volunteers and financial grants to children of the Corps' volunteers. Deputy Governor Pakpum, in his capacity of Director of the Phuket VDC, said that the local volunteers have been instructed by the Ministry of Defense to assist Phuket authorities, military and police, to oversee the province's security and order. Altogether, 95 volunteers, 33 from Command and Service Unit, 22 from the Phuket Defense Unit, 20 from the Gatu Defense Unit, and 20 from the Thalang Defense Unit, are drafted in service, while 350 volunteers from the 3 districts are on standby. Newborn baby girl found in dark isolated soy in TAMBON, SRISOONTORN, Thalang. On the night of Friday, February 6th, a resident of TAMBON, SRISOONTORN in Thalang, while walking home, heard a faint cry. Initially, he thought it was a cat, but upon inspection, Mr. Manit Limmani found an infant baby wrapped in 2 towels inside a black bag. He immediately reported the incident to the village headman. At Thalang Hospital, to which the infant was taken, staff said that the healthy-looking baby girl, who weighed 3.7 kilograms, recently had her umbilical cord cut rudimentarily by way of wire, which was still left attached to the cord. As the wound was still fresh, hospital staff thought the girl could be no more than 1 to 2 days old. It seemed the mother had at least given the girl milk before leaving her, judging from the trace of milk found in the girl's mouth. The baby was given a thorough clean before being vaccinated and fed. Guson Tam volunteer Tawit bin Abdullah said the spot where the baby was left was dark and isolated, and it was fortunate the infant was found. While the baby is in the care of Thalang Hospital, police are busy looking at CCTV footage to find the mother. Phuket International Airport celebrates public airport certification. At the Phuket International Airport, there was a small party held to mark the special occasion of obtaining public airport certification. The party, hosted by Miss Monrudi Ketpan, acting director of the Phuket International Airport, also included head of other departments and was held at the Royal City Hotel in Phuket Town. The Phuket International Airport was awarded the certificate on January 14, 2015. Phuket is one of 6 airports to have received the certificate, which assures that the airport is ready to provide service to the public and is endorsed by the International Civil Aviation Association and the respective standards of member nations. Also during the occasion, Ms. Monrudi Ketpan, acting director of the Phuket International Airport, was awarded a certificate to be Public Airport Manager. Korean tour boat inspected after tourists posed with protected species. A Korean tour boat was the subject of an investigation by Phuket tourist authorities after photos of tourists holding endangered giant clams were circulated online. A combined police force led by Mr. Somthi Bawai, Registrar of Phuket Tour Operators, and Deputy Commander Police Region 8, Piche Samakajon, inspected the boats Janyong and Yanja, belonging to OZ Diving Center. The inspection team, made up of officers from Tour Operator Registration Office, Marine Police, and Tourist Police, talked to the owner of the boat, a Korean national, Yoon Kook Chon, age 50, and the boat operator, a Myanmar national, Hwa Yan Fu, age 25. It seemed that the latter had been operating as a tour guide illegally. Additionally, the boat did not have a valid vessel permit. The 2 men were taken in for further questioning. Mr. Sonti said the raid followed comments made by online networkers about the picture of tourists posing with giant clams, Tridacna gigas, which is an endangered species. He said guides should have educated tourists that it was illegal to be in possession of protected species. Mr. Sonti warned tour companies that employ non-Thai guides to educate tourists in their care, as officials will get tough on people who abuse the law. Companies may even have their operation permits withdrawn in the process, he said. New Phuket Pineapple Center to be launched. A new Phuket Pineapple Center will be opened to promote authentic Phuket pineapples and address the problem of non-Phuket pineapples being falsely branded and sold as Phuket pineapples in the province. Phuket pineapples are an important cash crop unique to the island province, as reinforced by the awarding of Geographical Indication Certification, or GI, from the Intellectual Property Department of the Commerce Ministry on the 27th of November in 2009. At present, the province has 2,700 rai of agricultural land devoted to pineapples, tended by 50 to 55 farmers who produce 12,106 tons valued at 167 million baht per year. Mr. Chali Sitapud, acting government agricultural chief of Phuket province, explained that Phuket pineapples, or as they are known locally, Pan Phuket or Pan Sawi, are truly unique to the province due to the environmental conditions that can't be emulated elsewhere. Because of their sweet and crispy taste, they have become popular among Thais and foreign tourists alike. He said that if you take the species and try to cultivate it elsewhere, the taste will not be the same due to the different environment. He added that though the pineapples grow year-round in Phuket, from April to July the harvest is most plentiful, and the market price is only 20 to 35 baht per fruit, depending on size. The abundance during this period had prompted great demand among villagers who use pineapple as freshly consumed fruit, as well as to complement cooking, in curries and stir-fries namely. However, the demand had long exceeded supply, prompting some sellers to bring pineapples from outside the province and falsely brand them as Phuket pineapples, he said. It was apparent that the outside pineapples were not authentic and didn't taste as good, so farmers have joined with the Obata Tepkasa 3 in Talang to devise the solution to launch a Phuket pineapple-specific market and center to be opened in the near future.